Hello everyone, it's weekend update with TJ. This one's going to be a little longer than normal because a lot has happened. Okay. First let's start with good things, which was last weekend. As I briefly alluded to in my last one, I went camping up in the upper UP of Michigan to a place called Porcupine Mountains, which is crazy beautiful place. I highly recommend going there. In fact, if anyone wants to, I'll take you guys there this summer. I wouldn't suggest going there in winter, even though I probably am going to anyways. So that's what it is. It's like mountain, big ass lake, ton of hills. So when we went up there, it was the most unorganized trip ever. So I get in a car with three people I've never met before. I end up being good friends with them. And we get to Michigan fine, but then we don't know where the mountain is. So we just gotta drive around for a while at night. It's pitch black. You don't see anything because it's part of Michigan. There's no street lamps, and we ended up finding it. And literally accidentally drove onto the campsite, then had to drive off it so we could pitch our tents. So then the next day we climbed the mountain. I thought we were just gonna be hiking, but we hike climbed, which is we didn't do any of the rope climbing stuff, but it was pretty intense. Then we got to the top. I took a ton of pictures. I developing them tomorrow, so I promise I'm going to get those up real soon. It was beautiful. It was amazing. I met a ton of new friends on the trip. A bunch of cool people just camped out. First night, the night we got lost, was way too cold. It was 28 degrees. I haven't brought any of my jackets up to the roof yet, so I had two hooded sweatshirt and I froze my ass off the first night. Got frostbite on this finger, and this finger, and the tips. I finally feeling back in them, and I had frost on my cooked tea. It was fucking hilarious. Next night it was really nice. It was 45 degrees. I got hot in my sleeping bag, so I ended up sleeping outside next to the fire, which was colder because it was the second night we were right next to Lake Superior, so Lake Superior just blew onto us, and that cooled me off just fine. So that was fun. Then I entered the week from hell. I had started off with my first midterm, which was in my philosophy class, and it was a essay, which some of you know I like to pride myself in being pretty damn good at, but I don't think he gave us enough time, and I didn't end up finishing it. I got to what was going to be maybe my last paragraph, and I only got the starting sentence. So I'm hoping for at least an 80% because I was going to throw a lot down on that last paragraph. So that's disappointing. Then I get a little email from the school saying, "You haven't paid your tuition." But I did 3 weeks ago. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I read the email, and I go, and evidently I tried to access my checking account twice, but they couldn't get the money, which is really confusing, because there's a lot of money in that account, a lot more than what they're fucking supposed to take out, but evidently there's no money in my account. I go to TCF, and you know what? My entire fucking account's been frozen. Why? Because I put in a check. That was quite a large amount of money, and evidently the bank, Chase, that I got it from, which is, I got the check from my parents, and can't communicate with TC fucking F, so the check never went through, but they put it online, it says the check's there, go to ATM, it says the check's there, it says the money's there, I can't access it, and since the school went in twice, taking out a couple $1,000s, whew, you do not want to see what doing it twice looks like for fucking overdraft fees. I pretty much shit myself. And then, I don't know, maybe TCF could have told me that it wasn't there, could have told me it was a problem, could have contacted me. I mean, fucking A. The school could have contacted me, by the way, the first time we went in, we didn't find anything, maybe you should look at something. That send me an email after they did it twice. 2 weeks later, after tuition is due. Being hey, why the fuck haven't you paid your tuition? So, the school ended up taking action, which means I was put on academic probation. My TCF account was frozen. The school froze my assets. Uh, Pretty much just kind of like declaring bankruptcy. School threatened to take away my financial aid for next semester. They froze, since I got my jobs through the school and it got upgraded to work study. They froze all and future of my work checks. They disabled my U card so I couldn't go to the dining center or use any of it for anything. And then, the top icing on the cake, they gave me some fines that were pretty much like double what my tuition was going to be, but then I got talked down to $500. And then today I bitched them some more and got it talked down to $20 because I ended up paying them in cash. Which was really scary, carrying around $1,900 in cash in the school across campus without getting pickpocketed. Yeah. So then I bitch at TCF. They tell me it's Chase Bank's problem. I talked to Chase Bank, and they're like, TCF took the money out 3 weeks ago. We have no fucking clue what you're talking about. And you know what? They did. They lost my check. How the hell do you lose a multi-$1,000 check and not tell me about it? So I talk to TCF, I get the fucking overdraft fees taken care of, and basically I only ended up in all paying like $500 more than I was supposed to, but that's $500 I wasn't supposed to spend because everyone decided to like take turns raping me in the ass with a 5-inch diameter dildo. Ooh. So, hopefully that's finally resolved. I think I'm going to drain all my money on my TCF account and just keep using Wells Fargo. I mean, they've been good with me for like 7 years now. TCF screws me over majorly with the first thing I ever do with them. Starting tomorrow, I'm not on academic probation anymore. My assets get unfrozen, and basically, if you know what frozen assets does, it's like not owning anything. It means everyone else owns what you own. And I almost think my overdraft fees like taking care of because TCF is part of that whole like big economic decline we're in right now. So if I didn't bitch a shitload, I would have had to pay a ton in overdraft fees. So that was just like, it fucking sucks. I'll talk to y'all later. G-night.